Caveman. This is a 1983 Tommy microcomputer game. Battery powered. And open it. Which doesn't look too great, and that's a bit loose. So we'll try and fix that. But it's got a vacuum fluorescent display in there. Two difficulties, amateur and pro. Shoot and left right. Pretty simple. So this 6-volt 350 milliamp. Plug that in. On. So the goal is to get the eggs. Oh, you got me. Now the screen's flickering, but doesn't do that. Oh, I'm not very good. Doesn't do that in real life. Just because the refresh rate. Damn. I think. Wow. So you get 4 lives. No, game over. Let's go. Let's go pro. In pro, I believe there's the pterodactyls, what they call prehistoric bird. Oh, you gotta go back and get the hatchet. I don't know how to grab the egg. There we go. Oh, we stole the egg. So there was, I believe, a couple other variants of these. The caveman actually came in a red color. So there was scramble. There was 2 variants of the scramble. And then there was the caveman, which is this junior caveman versus dinosaur. Then there was a Tron, and then there was Lupin. Alright, let's first see if this. So this takes C batteries, but no one wants C batteries, so for these like housing. And it's not gonna touch that tab. Alright, that's alright, they're in. Alright. Batteries are in. Nothing. So let's open it up and have a look inside. Alright, we've got Phillips head down in there. So 6 screws to get in this thing. It doesn't fit. Alright, it'll get these ones. Will it? No, it won't. Now they got a screwdriver that actually fits. There's one screw. I'll grab a tray. So we don't lose all these screws. Alright. So the top half is just that plastic screen, which is seen better days, but it's just a bit of plastic, and then just the outer shell, which you can pop that control panel out, but I'm not going to do that. This is a screen. It's got his lens on it, and then the display behind there. Alright, there's our loose power. Let's take this screen off and see what's behind it. Well, how's it plugged in? It's not. Oh, this is just the lens. So the screen will stay on there. And a couple behind here. And that's just the lens that comes off. You can get a better look at the display, which just lights up each little bit depending on what the game's doing. There's not a whole lot going on the board, but we'll see what's under this control. So that's just a loose rocker which hits either contact pad. It's also got an up and down. So I wonder if any of the other games have an up and down. I think Lupin's got the fire on this side and the controls on this side there, which is interesting because this is 4, unless there was variants of both. Anyway, this one only uses left and right, and then these contacts, which are pretty dirty, which are just springs. That one's really bent. Might clean them up. I was going to use a fiberglass pen, but I don't know where it is. But I have this. This is actually to clean sockets for globes, specifically 44 globes on pinball machines. But it will work for this. Clean up the traces a little bit. Then we'll get isopropyl and a wipe. Wow, that was a bit too much. So I suppose we're cleaning the whole board. this whole board actually lifts out. What? So why does something down under there? It's probably the speaker. That would make sense. And then the all-through hole. Don't see any cold solder joints or anything. Not that that would probably fix the batteries, but worth a check. Alright, I'll clean this end. Alright. Let's wipe that off. Well, that can probably go back on. There's a bit of dust in there. I'll just wipe them a bit. So they're not as filthy. Alright, pop that back in. And then that can go back on. What's on and what's off? Well, that's off. That doesn't matter. Let's screw that back in. Alright, let's get back to the batteries situation. So that rivet's come out. Other side's completely fine, so I think I might just hot glue it, because I'm not gonna rivet that back in. Plug that in. Let this heat up to the side. If it wants to stay up. a wire brush, just try and clean this off a bit. Let's try this. I might try and find that fiberglass pen real quick. I couldn't find the fiberglass pen, but I did find that. So hopefully, maybe I'll cut some off, make it easier. There we go. Try this. It's not really doing much. Alright, it's somewhat clean. Cleaner than it was. So, it's going back in. It's going in. And then we're going to hot glue it. So I'll hold that down. And put a little glue there. Like that. Harden up. is the speaker, I suppose. That's gonna go back where it was. So I did not mean to take that out. It fell out. Not good. How did that even get down there? Okay, this board's gotta come out. Whoops. Which means I need to take this back off. Alright, now that I've gone back through my video to figure out if I'm putting the correct screws back in, I can put this back down so that the speaker doesn't fall out again. Alright, well that can go back on. Just get the ugly screws and put them on the inside. Now, oh, that board wants to fall out. Maybe I'll put that lens back in. So the board doesn't want to jump out. Don't do that. Alright, now I can hopefully, flip it without everything falling apart. I gotta clean these others because they're not looking too hot. Alright, let's put the top back on and then try again. Pop that back in. And I'll Now we do these 6 screws back up. Final 2. Alright. Let's try these batteries again. That green's just from that valley down there. I'll clean it out, but shouldn't matter for what we're doing. Negative. Positive that way. And then negative. To positive Alright. You can see how dirty the actual battery holder is, because that was solid wire beforehand. Filth. Alright. Moment of truth. There we go. Just the dirty contacts. And the really loose one. Very cool. That's Tommy Caveman. Thanks for watching.